always been in business. I started my first business when I was 21. People were forced to change as a telephone. So if tomorrow is something, business continuity is a big issue.
Hello, this is Prasanna, marketing host for Byteway. This is our first part of our podcast where we try to get every expert from Byteway to share their experience. Today, we're going to be talking about the founder of Byteway who had helped many businesses to grow. So sitting before me is Claude, someone with 2 decades of experience into ICT industry. So welcome Claude for our podcast.
Thank you, Prasanna. I appreciate it.
Claude, if you could talk about what inspired you to be a startup Byteway, what business problem that you wanted to solve, how do you want to add value to any business?
I've been in the ICT industry for over 20 years, and initially we started with the traditional phone systems, which are now today everything is based on the cloud. So we have seen the journey from being traditional to the cloud, and also with telephone systems with fixed locked-in contracts, the people stuck in for 5 years and without planning an exit strategy. So the risk for the business was really high, and I just wanted to help businesses. So we try today, what we do is we offer phone systems and monthly plans without any contracts, and with hosted phone systems. They're virtual, so you can work remotely, you can work from anywhere, and also it gives you the flexibility of mobile apps, and it gives you all the options pretty much of what a traditional system could offer.
Okay. When did you last think about a phone system?
Usually people don't think about a phone system unless it's broke, or unless it's broke, or if they're looking at cutting costs.
You've been running the business for about 18 years now, so pretty much I could imagine back then a telephone used to be managed on a copper line. So what do you think of how it's been changed, and what are the problems that you're trying to resolve?
See, the traditional systems at that time, we used to run on copper lines, and people had the contracts. They used to be really expensive. The telephone systems used to be really expensive, cost a couple of $1,000, and usually they used to be locked in with contracts, and there were very few providers, so you were stuck with your choices were very limited. What we wanted to do is we give you customers more options of going on hosted cloud systems, which actually gives value to their business, no lock-in contracts, more features, like they can work remotely, work from anywhere. So all the flexibility for a business owner to run their business, then worry about their phones and internet.
Now, if I go into your background, you started as a mechanical engineer. And how the journey has been moved from a mechanical engineer to solving a business problem? How the journey has been? How began and how it's going now?
See, I've always been in business. I started my first business when I was 21, just straight from college, and I ran a successful business before I migrated to Australia. So when I landed in Australia, I worked for a telecommunication company. I learned the skills. I also learned the problems people are facing, and I thought the best way to go about it, why not start a telecommunication business? So I started with traditional running a commander center, which I grew, and at that time the NBN transition was happening, where people were migrating from copper lines to fiber optic lines, and people were forced to change as the telephones from traditional copper systems to internet-based systems, which was a huge transition for a lot of businesses. So I looked at it as an opportunity so we used to sell a lot of traditional systems, and working as a commander center, we used to sell heaps of telephone systems, but it was not keep me happy, because I just found customers putting into long-term contracts did not give me the satisfaction. And so I started Byteway around I started Byteway, and what I did was, the first thing I did was no contracts. I tried to do it on a month-to-month plans where people are comfortable, because you don't know how businesses, whether they scale up or scale down. So just giving options to people, and also the flexibility of somebody talking personally to a person, then dealing with a call center, somebody talking within Australia. So giving all the flexibility to customers. So I just a personalized care. So telecommunication IT is not, shouldn't be a businessman. A business should be trying to grow their business, not worrying about fixing their phones, fixing the internet. So that's where I was looking at. So it's like a one-stop shop for any of IT telecommunication related questions.
Great. The pretty interesting journey that you had so far. I could see that you had taken care of a business need, and you understand the market opportunity, and you fix the problem, rather introduce the solution what they needed at that point of time, which is what you brought you to a success story. Claude, if you could talk about like what is Byteway, what are the different solutions that we provide at that moment of time, what are the region that we cover for now?
Byteway pretty much is a one-stop shop for all your telecommunication and ICT needs. So it can be from a simple internet phone to your cybersecurity, to your compliance, to any of your requirements. Because what happens is we want to be the place where a customer can, with trust, hand over if they're starting a new business, or even if they want to hand over their existing business. We manage it as if they're running it by themselves, without the high cost of managing it. So it's a pretty much a one-stop shop for all your telecommunication needs.
Oh, great. That means like from a small organization to a larger organization, we have a solution. Is that right?
Absolutely, we cater to all solutions, whether it's a one-man business to maybe 1,000 staff or 2,000 staff business. We can cater to their requirements.
Great. Now, what are the hidden problems that generally business come up with, and what solution that Byteway has for them?
The hidden problems which a lot of times people don't realize is, especially when they're dealing, is they get things at a cheaper price, but sometimes the support is a major issue, especially when they're dealing with companies or telecommunication providers whose resources are outsourced, or they ask you to log a ticket and the response times to 8 hours to 12 hours. So sometimes you've got staff in the office without their computers working, or their laptops working, or their phones working. What we try to do is we try to give the personal touch, where we actually give you contact numbers and you will know who the person you'll be talking to. So we try and build that personal touch, because a lot of companies do not highlight the type of support they offer, and also the uptime they don't give any. But we try to make sure that we are frank with and honest with customers, so they can run their business seamlessly.
Now, we also provide cybersecurity, right? What are the risks involved for a small and a large scale industry in terms of cybersecurity?
A lot of businesses, especially small and medium businesses, are not aware of the risk and what can happen when they actually get hacked, or actually something goes wrong, because a lot of times businesses are holding customer data, staff data, and if they are hacked, and also everything is today on their computers. So if tomorrow is something, business continuity is a big issue, which people need to factor and understand the risk. So our cybersecurity is going to be a very critical part for small and medium businesses. Large businesses, all of them are adopted, but small and medium have not adopted. So that needs to be.
So true that small business doesn't understand cybersecurity, or rather say like they don't pay much attention to it and what it can cause. Why the small business is being targeted rather they've been vulnerable to cyber criminals, right? Why does it happen?
Small businesses, most of the small businesses do not have firewalls. Most of their passwords are very generic passwords, like it would be some of the most simple passwords, and also they've got no EDRs or antivirus EDRs. So pretty much they're very easy to hack. Pretty much it's it's an easy target, and once they get into the small business, basically they can actually shut the business down, because all the data they can access and they can encrypt the data, and then they'll ask for ransomware, which is a huge cost which business owners might not have the capacity to pay. So it's a huge risk for businesses, which small businesses need to be aware of.
It can go up to shutting down the business
Yes,
itself
absolutely.
if not being taken, if no awareness is being shared with their employees.
Yes.
Everybody is talking about AI being introduced to their, even the small to largest organization. So what is future plan for Byteway? How did we gonna bring that AI awareness?
Byteway is not about, Prasanna, Byteway is not about just doing the simple bots like, outbound or inbound bots. We are creating, we are looking at creating agents which can actually work in multiple roles, so which will actually help businesses in end-to-end. Like, it's not just it will help business end-to-end. Like, say suppose somebody wants for collections or somebody wants for payments reminders, we can set up an agent to be actually looking at whatever outstandings are there, calling people. If they just say that it's going to take a car, when are they going to pay? If the customer says they'll pay after a week, it makes a note, it then updates it. So it pretty much does a role of a person, and it's not just a one-time call. It can be a repetitive prompted. We can schedule it to be doing tasks. We also do it for real estate agents, say suppose for account property management. It can be for restaurants, for taking orders, online orders. It can be pretty much integrated in any part of the business today. And what we are doing is we are making tailor-made bots, which will actually meet the specific requirements.
Okay. Let's do a quick rapid fire round. There are a few questions which runs in my mind, rather than being asked by everyone. They say, if my internet is fine, my white call is fine. Is that correct?
Internet, again, with internet, it's not, internet needs latency. It needs, because otherwise you'll have dropouts, voice quality. So there's a lot of factors behind that. Just having an internet connection which is not stable is not going to fix a business.
The second thing I hear is I use Gmail and I have iCloud. That means my data backed up.
So that doesn't mean that that's basically on your device or it's on your phone. That doesn't mean your company data is secured. Your company data needs a separate backup. A lot of times we do not realize, and sometimes we might get hacked, or we might lose. We might lose a hardware, or there might be a hardware failure. We lose all data. So cloud backup or having some sort of backup is very important for businesses.
Is antivirus enough?
No, antivirus is just for an email. It's just basically for a device. But what happens about your network? You need a firewall. You need EDRs. What about spam protection? What about so you need this? It's just not simple as just antivirus. Businesses have got to look at a bigger picture of security.
AI will replace my team. Is it a myth?
It's a myth, because AI cannot replace a team, but AI will help increase productivity and actually grow the businesses to move to the next level. So the AI will definitely businesses need to adopt to AI, and I don't think anybody will lose jobs. I don't think it's just a myth, because AI is there. It will actually help in the growth, and I think so there'll be a lot of opportunities.
True. What is your honest tech confession?
Businesses or even IT companies, sometimes we get very laid back with our running of, because we are so busy. A lot of times passwords are not updated, modems are not, or firewalls we are not replaced. Pretty much business have zero security. So this is a very critical thing, and that's what I would highlight.
Okay. In your past experience, you would have met a lot of clients, you would have interacted, you would have provided solutions. So it would have been a great journey or a learning for you. what is the one best memory that stayed with you? It's gonna stay with you forever.
I don't think, because we come across multiple stories of multiple clients, but I just think when you actually help a customer or a client, and just them being happy and understanding that they don't have to worry about the IT, that gives us the biggest satisfaction.
Great. What would be your final message to our viewer, how they can connect with Byteway?
My final message, like what I think the best option, and we are a business who actually cares for our customers. We offer personalized solutions. So I think that's our strength of our business, is referrals and customer satisfaction. So if any customer wants to contact us, they can either call us on our office numbers, send us an email, or go to our website, and you can go through there. So just look at different options, but happily send us an inquiry. We'll get a person to be calling you ASAP, discuss your problems, discuss the pain points, and give you a solution. The first thing we want to understand, we try to understand our customer, is what are the actual pain points. We are not trying to, if a customer is happy with what they're having at the moment, we are not looking at replacing, we are looking at actually helping them getting better. That's what we look at.
Great. Claude, thank you very much for your time. It's a pleasure me talking to you. I'm sure it's a great message that you had for our viewer.
It's a pleasure, Prasanna. And this is just the beginning. What we are going to do is we are going to have more podcasts like this with customer and helping customers through. So this is just the beginning of our podcast series.
Yes, so true. Thanks for watching Byteway podcast. This is our first part of our podcast where we heard from the person who started Byteway. So you would be hearing from us again and again. So we would be getting more experts to talk to us.